Hello, welcome to part 2 of Liam the trailer. That's this trailer here, of course. My trailer called Liam. A trailer I had given to me 2 days ago, which I had to go and collect from a place called Kirkhopeland. It is a good sized trailer. It's useful for many things for me. It has a flat tyre, the electrics don't work, and it is pretty rusty. You may well have watched the complete video about this, the part 1, but even so, I'm going to fill you in on the complete detail because it's actually quite important for what happens next. Whilst here the other day, I was having rather a chaotic day when suddenly I had a visitor. This man came into the yard. It's somebody I know, somebody who's been here a few times before, asking for the chap next door, because the chap next door, amongst other things, can get rid of scrap metal. I mean, we can all get rid of scrap metal, but for some reason they always ask him because he's got a tipper. Anyway, he wasn't here, and he told me what it was. He told me it's this trailer, and I said, well, I don't think he's going to be able to help because he hasn't got a tow bar. So then, as it's a trailer, it did actually get my interest, and so I asked him, well, what's it like? What size is it, etc. All these kind of questions. And he told me it's rough dimensions. So I asked him, well, I'd be interested. How much do you want for it? And his answer was a kind of a flap of the arms and said, I just want it out of the garage. So my natural response to that was, well, could I have it then? If you don't want anything for it, could I have it? And he said, yeah, come and take it. I would call that a pretty straightforward, done deal. So I dropped everything. I went off over to the land of Kirkhope where the trailer was kept with Senior Mustard because he was here at the time doing a job. We dropped that, went straight over there to go and pick it up. And there was a Toyota parked in the way of the garage, which we couldn't really do anything about. So we had to just simply leave it. I arranged then to come back the next day, which I did. The next day became dedicated to collecting this trailer. I went and bought myself a number plate and made sure I had all the right things in the car so I could get it out. Got to the destination, and if you've watched the video, you might be thinking, yep, we know all this already. The Toyota was still parked in front. Eventually, I managed to get hold of the man who owned the car, and we had to drive to Ashton to go and collect the keys for this car because for some reason they were in another town. No worries, that was only another hour and a half out of my way. Then I proceeded to open the garage door, which was held on by one of 3 hinges and was at any moment ready to give way and see a heavy metal door falling onto either my head or my car as I did it. I managed to get around it. I was brave enough to continue. I moved all of the stuff out of the way of the trailer and backed the car up and managed to damage my bumper paint quite a bit doing it. Never mind, it's worth it. I didn't mind that it didn't turn out to have brakes after all, that the lights don't work, that there's bits missing off of it, that there's a flat tyre, that the thing's rusted. Why would I mind? It's just an old trailer and I'm taking advantage of being given this particular thing. I was really happy. I was really happy with it indeed. Then, the next morning, yesterday morning to be precise, I had a message from the chap in question. And the message was, so what's your offer on the trailer? Which kind of took me by surprise a bit because we hadn't actually discussed anything like that. It was just basically he didn't want it. I mean, to me, the trailer has some value. Of course it does. Even if it was just scrap value, that's still some value. But because he said, I just want it out of the garage, my assumption is, and maybe this is something I should learn from, is just because somebody says that, it needs to be clarified afterwards with, so you don't want any money for it. And then hold your phone up, recording, whilst you ask that question. Because he insisted that that's not what he said. He insisted that I could come and collect it and I can make him an offer. But honestly, I was there and he really didn't say that. Regardless, because it's worth some money and because I want it, I will happily pay what money I have to keep this trailer. And I've gone to quite a bit of effort to acquire it in the first place. It's not just a day out to actually do it, but all of the other things as well, whatever they are. When I asked that question, well, how much do you want for it? And he just said, I just want it out of the garage. The conversation stopped. If he'd said, well, I've seen them for this price on Facebook Marketplace and this price on eBay, I'd have said, okay, then go and sell it then, because I can't offer that amount of money. I wouldn't have been rude about it. I'd have just said, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, it's probably worth that if that's what you think. Why not try selling it on here? Rather than, yeah, I'll take it. Because, well, honestly, as much as I want a trailer and it'll come in handy, I haven't got the available funds just to buy stuff like this just because I want them. And going back to the previous day, as he'd popped in here looking to approach a man who is known sometimes for getting rid of scrap metal, you would imagine that the fee involved for that is, well, not very much at all. Not very much at all. No. In fact, scrap price for this trailer would probably be about £40 given its weight. Given its condition, if this was a car, it would be a scrap car, wouldn't it? But as trailers aren't subject to MOT tests and are just simply down to the owner to maintain it, whether it's falling apart at the seams or not, you can still use it. Whether you get pulled over and get inspected and stuff, I'm not really sure about that. That's an area that personally, I would like to do something about the rust on it first, so that it wasn't obviously about to cause any kind of incident. I've made room for this trailer. It's the one thing I thought I can't leave outside because it is the kind of thing that'll get stolen. Whatever the condition, somebody will have it, because you can move shit around in a trailer. It's a brilliant tool if you enjoy fly tipping, for example. And nobody is going to steal a trailer and then get on the moral high ground about fly tipping, are they? So I think that's what happens. Anyway, feeling in a rather awkward position about this, I'm offering money for it. I'm honest enough to say, well, just because it's in my possession and you gave it to me and now you've changed your mind about whether you want any money for it, I would still give you some money for it because it's still an asset and I can make use of it and I can make some money back off of it by using it, not for fly tipping, of course. So I said, well, how much do you want for it? And he just said, make me an offer. So I went off the scrap price and said £40. And then he's come back and said it's worth more than that. Let's be fair. So how much more is it worth? Tell me what you want for it then, because you could have done that in the first place and now you can do it. It's in my possession. It would make perfect sense to tell me exactly how much you want for it as I have it. But he hasn't done it, and that was 24 hours ago. And because it's potentially not even my trailer anymore, because I'm going to have to give it back, I really daren't keep it outside because it could get stolen. So now I may well just be using up my lockup to store a container for somebody who may want to collect it at some point. And that's the full detail. And I'm a bit peeved. My rather eccentric life, which is renting this lockup, being enthusiastic about cars, making a bit of money on them when I sell them, making a bit of money when I sell parts, making a bit more than that on the YouTube ad revenue and fan funding, etc. It all helps. I provide videos with you on a regular basis that many people really like, and in return I get things back. I think what's happened here is the chap who had this trailer just thought, I need to get rid of this, I've got to clear the garage out, maybe the council want the garage back or whatever, I really don't know. He's got it out, somebody's seen it, maybe one of the neighbours, and said, oh, you've sold your trailer then? No, I'll give it away. Oh, right, really? You could have got some money for that, And then he thought, oh yeah, that's a good idea. Perhaps I should get some money for it. The scenario I'm really hoping isn't going to happen here is that he's going to advertise. He's going to pop down, take some pictures of it and say, oh yeah, I forgot my tow bar or I forgot my vehicle or what have you, and then just advertise it and advertise it from here. Because that would put me just in a situation where I'm just in limbo again, like I seem to be so often. This waiting for people, waiting for things. The moment I'm waiting for something, I struggle to get on. It's just one of those things that really does my head in, but I struggle to get around it. And that's why at the end of this video, which is where we are now, I currently don't know whether you're watching this from the perspective of me keeping the trailer or me giving it back. Well, it has now been almost 2 weeks since I collected this trailer, and he hasn't been back in contact. So does that mean it's mine to keep or not? Is the honest thing for me to do to just keep it in a safe place for when he's ready to collect it? 2 weeks? A month? 6 months? Not sure.